It's week 4 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Vikings and the Commanders on Monday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today.
They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And no excitement unless you're on the team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. They'll keep it on the ground. And right away, he lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. We figured they'd come out with intensity and aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball, and they have an early turnover to show for it.
They lived up to their reputation. That's who they are. They want to attack on every play, even though they're playing defense. And you're exactly right. Force the early turnover, and now they'll try to attack again and again throughout the game.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Now Geno. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Geno now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. Tucker Kraft
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Gary. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 3rd down and 13. Throwing is McCarthy. That throw right side here going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive. And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Back to throw, Smith.
Able to find his man, Kraft. And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Smith.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Ben Sinnott
from 3 yards out.
And the Commanders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You talk about this Washington defense.
They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Looking to throw McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now McCarthy. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe.
This defense for the Commanders, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
So here's Washington now to take over.
They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Smith.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make our score 14-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Washington offense heading out. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Now Smith.
Over the middle, that's the tight end center.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll run on first down. Pruitt. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On first down, Pruitt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
You look at this defense for the Vikings.
They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Throwing now is Geno. And that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
And Gay knocks this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They'll run on 1st down. Gary. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. They'll keep it on the ground. Gary. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st down, Gary. And he sidestepped a one-man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. McCarthy off the play fake.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Jordan Addison.
26 yards.
And the Vikings have got it back to within a score.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll fake it. Now Smith.
There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Now a 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action.
Smith now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here's Smith. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Flushed out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Here's McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
McCarthy operating from the gun.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
To the air with McCarthy. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Pruitt.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2.
In motion goes the tight end. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
They'll run on first down.
Pruitt. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 52 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Now a handoff up the middle.
Pruitt. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go.
Pruitt.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to add on to that lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. McCarthy. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. And his pass incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Jake Camarda now. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Smith. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
That's taken in by Palmer. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Smith throwing again. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Smith. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
A shotgun snap for Smith. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Gay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. The Titans able to avoid an 0-4 start as they pick up that critical first victory of the year. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Brock Purdy, a touchdown pass in the victory. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 117 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll try the air now with Smith. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now Geno. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Christian Watson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down. So we'll have to see what that's about.
And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2.
They're going to try and run here. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. It's not that often you see a 2-point try from that distance, and, of course, it's not that often that it's successful, and it wasn't there.
And who added all this thinking to the game, right? Because now you've got so much extra to consider. The penalty happens. Do you go for 2 from that spot now after the penalty? Or do you say, we're going to kick it, which means they have to administer the penalty from the 20,
you would have been pushed
from the 15.
back further. Yep.
Now you're back further. Can you make that one? It's a lot of extra stuff on what used to be a routine play.
Well, now how about this return? And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Vikings offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On first down, Gary, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Gary, and he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Washington offense back out there. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Out of the gun, Smith. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff up the middle.
Pruitt. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 134 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. In motion left goes Watson.
Geno now to throw.
Open man, it's Palmer.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders are able to extend their lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Commanders,
hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, along